What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Thank you for joining us tonight. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. What we like to do here is have conversations with fellow movie lovers such as myself, and we have one joining us tonight. I am first in line for what I am calling must-see YT, because it seems like Wednesday nights seems to be our night. So at the top of the next hour, go ahead and join my friend Movies and Sue on her YouTube channel for her weekly Q&A chat coming up at, I guess that would be 8 p.m. Eastern. And then a little while after that at 9:15, we have my buddy Bob's Blu-rays continuing his Remembering series. And he's doing a really good job with that. This week, he's doing a remembrance on Brittany Murphy, which, you know, we definitely lost her way too young, gone way too soon. So if you like to see what they have to say about Brittany Murphy, go ahead and join him at 9:15 Eastern. But without further ado, I'm going to bring in our guest tonight. You may have seen her on Instagram. Follow her on her Draculina channel. Now she's a YouTuber. So I want to bring in Caprice, aka Draculina.
Hi, everybody.
Go ahead. Say your intro. I love the way you say it.
Hello, my family.
Yes. Love it, love it, love it. How you doing tonight, dear?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this all week. My coworkers kind of got, the main end of it. So I'm glad that it's finally happening. I've been wanting to do this for a while. So thank you for having me.
Me too. Me too. I checked out your intro video the other day. Thank you for including me in that. And
I had to.
You made a comment that it was like you said, like I jumped into chatting with you, and it was like, I knew you forever. And it really feels like that. It feels like, I've been following you on Instagram for a while, and then it just feels like I was talking to an old friend. So I like that rapport that we established very quickly. And I hope we could continue to that tonight, and people could get an idea of who you are, and, how we go back and forth when we have our chats, and get a little idea of what the channel is going to bring. So we already have a whole bunch of comments because, as always, we are joined by the chat. A lot of people were excited to see this happening. So let's just check in and see who's joining us tonight.
Okay.
So we have Adrian checking in. Came in nice and early, saying, hey there. We got What's Johnny Watching?
Hi, Johnny.
We got Tony from Basement Blues saying good evening. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Tony.
Adding to that, I've been looking forward to this all day. We don't always get that. I want you to know that.
I know. It's too early for this,
Tony. Don't. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. We got Tim joining us as well. What's up, Timmy?
Hi, Tim.
We got your friend here.
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
There he is.
And like Bob said, make sure you head over to, is it called Draculina Horror or Draculina and Friends?
It was Draculina and Horror, Draculina and Friends, but some things have changed. And so I kind of wanted to separate that from prior things. And so I just went back to my original nickname, which was Draculina Horror. So now that's what it is on all platforms.
Yep. And after we're done with the live, it will be in the description. So if you can't find it, or you can't find her on Instagram, just come back and look for it. We got Brother Dell joining us saying, what's up? We got Hollow Notes. Good evening, sir. We got Nick on the quick check-in because he's a early working man. Trucker life. So he'll catch us on the replay. He has a really good video out this morning where he does a top 5 with the Rad Pack. Looking forward to meeting them this coming weekend. So that's going to be big.
Oh,
Got Coco Dutch joining us. I know you got love for her as well.
I love Coco.
We got Sean on the check-in. Also new to
Sean.
Instagram. If you want to find him, last name first, first name last, and look for Sean on Instagram.
Yes, and Sean is the nicest guy. He's in everybody's chat. That's
Love it.
actually where I met him, was in I believe it was in Bob's chat during one of the live feeds. He's just the nicest guy. Every time I come in, he says hello. So hi,
Yeah.
Sean.
He's cool. He's cool. Like him. We got Tiana joining us. How's it going, lady? Oh man, whole bunch of people. Mama Blu-ray on the check-in. Good evening, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
They're all here to see you. All here to see you. I hope you're feeling the love.
Yeah, I definitely am.
My favorite fish is here. Super excited for the conversation. We got Missy in the house. What's up, sir? We got Tony P joining us. Got the monkey. Thank you, sir. Yes. It is warm today. We hit 80 today, so I know I'm up the Yankees fitted, but you know, and I need to get it tightened up. I got a new job to start on Monday, so I got to make sure I look good. So it's all good. We got Susan joining us. There you go. Always happy to see another female movie lover and collector. Yes, ma'am.
Sue.
Love
Nothing
it.
but love for you, Sue.
Love it. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I'm going to get a shirt saying that. Everyone's saying hi to each other.
Let's just start an apparel line with all the quotes that all of us say on it. It'll be gone like that.
Yep. I saw you somewhere earlier before, Michael. We got Michael on the check-in, so I'll just say that. There it is. Michael saying hi to everyone.
Hi, Michael.
Boom, 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 boom. Tim adds, glad to see you up there and glad you finally started up that channel. Yeah.
I am too, Tim. I know it.
I think September was the first time I heard it was coming.
September, and then around November, October, some stuff happened, and I had to kind of switch some things around, and
of
then
course.
Yeah,
life happens.
Yeah,
life happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who else we got? We got Jim checking in, saying hi to everyone. They're off a date night, but they'll pop in and definitely catch a replay. Cool. Enjoy your date night.
I'll talk to you later.
We got Laren joining us. He should be on one of these days. Get him in here. We got the dude. What's up, Cody?
Cody.
Everybody says the same thing, as he always says. Don't forget to
roundhouse kick that button.
That's another
I'm
shirt
telling
right
you,
there.
Another shirt.
That's another shirt right
there.
Oh man, I hope I don't skip anyone. I'm moving kind of fast because I'm excited to get into this. Yes, as we call it, must see YT Wednesdays.
Yes.
Where's that?
I've noticed that Wednesday night is just that night. It's always boom, 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 boom.
Stay in, catch some live streams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be drinking a lot of water because it is hot in here.
Okay.
Listen to the music of the night. What music they? I can't talk either. Listen to the music of the night. What music do they make? Dracula and Edward Cullen are tuned into this conversation with Draculina Ace. Good one, monkey. Good one.
I left my glitter in my coffin. So
you got enough behind you. It's like
I know
the stars are out tonight.
They are. This is the temporary one. Like I was telling KB before this thing started. My media room is actually currently being worked on. It's actually right behind this door. It just got painted, so I can't go in there yet. It's full of fumes. Yeah, this is just a temporary guy for right now.
Love it.
But I do love it.
I see you, Ryan. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Yeah. He caught a little COVID. Not fun. No. All right, there. You know how we do this. We start with a non-movie question, something random, nice little icebreaker, get into the movie stuff, and we always do with the 5 takes. So, non-movie question. Tell us about Herbert. Herbert.
Herbert
Who's
what?
Herbert?
Herbert.
I saw a little thing on your Instagram a while ago. There was a duck, a little chick or
Oh,
something.
Herbert. Yes. Hubert.
Hubert. Okay, even better.
Hubert. Okay, so one of the things I collect besides obviously, what I stated in my video, physical media, vinyl, I also collect oddities. I have a few little weird things here and there. Hubert is actually one of the newer additions. He's actually downstairs because, like I said, everything up here is kind of being changed and renovated. So Hubert is a two-headed taxidermy duckling that I have. Completely forgot that he was on my my personal IG. But yeah, I've got a few weird little things. I've got a bat. His name is Barnabas. I've got what is that other thing? I've got a couple of little skeletons here and there. I have a python skeleton. His name is Jake. So yeah, I've just got a few of those little weird things kind of laying around the house mixed up with my movie things and my vinyls. So yeah, that's who Hubert is.
How did you get drawn to like the dark, the occult, the different, as I would call it, the eclectic?
It's just always something that's been there. I can't really pinpoint a time or a date or an age or anything like that. But it's always been one of those things to where I've felt the most comfortable, the most like myself. I know when people see those kinds of things, they're kind of like shocked, but to me, it kind of leaves it open for a conversation and a dialogue on things that like you're not used to normally seeing. And
Right.
I know a lot of people would see that kind of thing and like automatically think that I'm like super weird or whatever like that. But as soon as they start talking to me about it, they're kind of like, she's really not that weird at all, and she's actually quite normal. It's just something that I have an interest in. It's like something somebody would be passionate about if you started talking to them about soccer or baseball or
movies.
Movies. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
My little pieces, as far as I see them as art pieces, and then when people come in and look at them and kind of give me the face, like the eyebrow up. That's kind of my cue to being like, oh, this is the story behind that. So everything I have is kind of an opening for me to start talking and having a conversation about something different. I wish he was up here now. I wish that he's not though. I wish he was up here, but he's downstairs.
No, I think as I get older, it was always something, personally speaking, that was kind of like, I don't want to say a warning, but it was kind of like you said, people have preconceived notions. But the one thing I've learned as I've gotten older is people judge instead of being curious. And once you explore that curiosity, you find out that it's not anything to judge. It's just someone being unique. And God, do we need more unique people in this world?
We do.
Because the more cookie cutter people are, the less of a personality they develop. So
yeah, everybody starts fusing together and becoming the same thing. And who wants that? You know what I mean? So no, and the funny thing is, there are probably a lot of people out there who like the same kind of, stuff that I do. They're just not vocal about it because they're afraid of that.
Yeah.
That judgment. But don't be at all.
No, either explore and what was I saying before? There's a lot of inquisitive people. Be inquisitive, or just walk away judgment free. One or the other.
One or the other. Yeah, it's not both.
All right, so we got to talk about the name. Let's start with where did the name come from? Because I know you like your Universal monsters. I know Dracula is not necessarily a favorite. That's Creature from the Black Lagoon. I did my homework. So
Yes.
where did you come up with the name?
So Draculina actually stems back a long time. Draculina, the way that came up. So Universal monsters, yes, like I said in my interview video, those are my everything. Um, Creature from the Black Lagoon is my ultimate favorite, but Dracula is like that's dad. Like, come on, uh, that is dad. And so everybody always knew, obviously I'm very pale. Um, I have the very pale and dark aesthetic, so I kind of always got pegged as a vampire anyway. Um, I have a friend who actually lives in Connecticut, and when I was about 16, 17, I went over there to go visit her. And at the time, one of my favorite bands had released an album, and on that album was a song called Draculina. In the car, we were listening to it and we were singing along to it. We were just jamming out, having a good time. We hadn't seen each other in a long time. And so she kind of looked at me in the middle of the song and was just like, why is this you? like why is this so fitting, like for right now, like in this point in time, why is this on the radio like right now?
Yeah.
So when we found out that the song was called Draculina, she kind of threw it on me and said that's it, because she used to call me Sunshine. So Sunshine has been my name for a long time, since I
I
was a
like that.
baby.
I like
And
that.
all of a sudden it kind of took a darker turn, and it's been Draculina ever since. Now, for the people who've been following me on Instagram for a while, my handle used to be Draculina Sunshine, so it used to be both. And then when I decided that I was going to start taking this YouTube journey, I changed it to something else to match what I was going to be doing.
Yeah.
So the sunshine kind of got dropped, but the sunshine is definitely still there in my personal life, very much so. But Draculina is as well. If anybody calls me on the street, if they say Draculina or Sunshine, odds are I'm going to turn around.
Yeah.
So even if
That's
they're
cool.
not talking to me.
That's
So
cool.
that's where Draculina came from.
But, like, just like we were discussing before, there's always a yin and a yang to it. So you could have that dark side, that Draculina side, but you still have that sunshine side. Someone who knows you, spend 5 minutes around you, they hear the infectious laugh, they see the smile, they get to know the person. Yeah, you get the Draculina, but there's still some sunshine in there too. So that's dope. I like that. Quick check-in to see who came in since we started. Jim says, now I want to see this. And the funny thing is, I wrote down HUB, but I think autocorrect changed it to HER. So when I just looked down, I was like, Herbert.
Herbert.
No,
Hubert.
Hubert.
Yeah, like
Hubert.
he's named after the son in Adam's Family Values.
Got
The
it.
new baby.
I agree, Johnny. It's already brightening his day.
Oh my god.
You don't realize. I told you
I
before,
don't.
you don't realize.
I don't.
I'd be more concerned about someone that had absolutely nothing in their backgrounds or residence or whatever. Two-headed duck, that's awesome.
He's only about he's about yay big. He's small, and he's in a glass dome. He's pretty tiny. So a lot of the time people don't see him at first. But once he's like upstairs in my room, like in the normal environment, he's really the first thing you see, because when you open the door, he's right there. Yeah. He's right next to the nightstand. As is Barnabas. Barnabas is hanging on the wall though. He's not in a dome, but they're right next to each other. So those are like my little conversation pieces.
Shout out to you, Andrew. Like I said to you earlier, you are on my mind. So hope all is well. Let's see. Someone else just hopped in. I just saw somebody popped in. Who popped in? Movie Hunter. Yeah, I saw Movie Hunter pop in. Mama Blu-ray says, make sure you sub to me. Let's get him to 1K. Thank you.
Let's do it.
Got love for you.
Oh, she's the sweetest lady.
There we go. Hey, Steve. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everybody saying hello. Ooh, Tales from the Shelf. Hey. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Ooh, we have a question here. The monkey wants to know, Lost Boys or Fright Night? Very common question.
And such a hard one at the same time.
Mm-hmm. There's no wrong answer.
I know there's no wrong answer, but then you feel like you've cheated the other one.
I'll say it straight up. While you consider your answer, I'll say Lost Boys. I have my nostalgia. Yeah. If someone wanted a one-word answer, I would just say Kiefer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So that's why Lost Boys is also my choice.
Okay.
I love Fright Night. I do. But if you were to put a gun to my head and make me pick one for the rest of my life, I can't pass that up. And that soundtrack. KB, you already know my love for the soundtrack and the score. That soundtrack is everything.
Tell them about it.
Okay. So one of the things I also, like you guys heard me say earlier, I also collect vinyls. I didn't get super specific when I said that. But what I mostly collect is movie scores and soundtracks. I actually got one today that I'm very excited about. It's The Thing.
Ooh, what's he right? There you go.
Look what it does.
That's awesome.
It opens. So that's my new baby that came today from Waxworks. But I love movie scores. And so what I'm actually doing with my channel is, since I have a love for movie and soundtracks and scores, I've actually started a Spotify list. And every time I do a review, I'm taking about 3 or 4 songs from that movie and adding it to this soundtrack. So hopefully by the time, I'm more established and there's more things going on, this playlist has actually grown in size. So starting, I believe I was going to start doing it next Monday. I was going to actually start having you guys send me your favorite movie scores and soundtracks, and letting me listen to maybe some new stuff that I haven't heard yet, and adding my favorites from your guys' list to this list, because I want this to be us, not just me. That playlist is actually already up. I will put a link of it to it on my page after this later on. And I already have some preloaded scores on there. Some of my favorites that I absolutely love are already on there, just to kind of get it started and going. And then on Monday, I'm going to throw up a poll. And please, everyone, just start sending me your stuff. And then maybe you'll be the lucky winner and I'll put your songs on the list.
There you go. Apparently that's a desired release, that Thing set.
It sold out in 1 minute.
Yeah. So I heard. Johnny's favorite horror score is Goblin. Stone of the Day. Goblin, Suspiria.
Yes. Those 2 names are pretty notorious.
I was waiting for him to jump in. Always willing to talk scores with you. Big collection.
Of course, Tim. I've got so many things I want to talk to you about. So many things I want to do with Tim, because, watching him all this time, him and I actually have a lot of stuff in common. I've already reached out to him with an idea that I had, and he said that he was excited to do it. So I'm glad to get that put together and show you guys what that's going to be about. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. And just related to that, I know a lot of people have YouTube channels. A lot of people do live streaming. Keep in mind, YouTube just recently started a new division where you could do podcasts, not only audio podcasts, but video podcasts. So if you guys have ideas for things, like, well, this is not exactly a pre-recorded video, or this is not exactly a live stream, but something that could qualify as a podcast. For example, right before we came on, I was watching Robert Bellissimo, and his channel mainly plays like a podcast. So as long as you have podcast in the title, YouTube will see it that way and put it into that new category. So if you haven't gotten that new category yet, it should be on the way. So keep that in mind. The monkey wants to know what's up with the gorgeous thing on your left wrist, your tattoo there.
I got two. So
that's the right
this one or this
that
guy?
One.
Oh,
yeah.
This one? Okay. So there's two here. Let me try to twist this here.
You're fine.
So there is a coffin on my arm with a band logo in the middle. There's two roses on it, and on the banner it says "Your coffin or mine." The name underneath it says Uncle Julio. So the story behind the tattoo, really quick, Linky, because you asked. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you for noticing it. A lot of people actually don't see it because it's on my inner arm. My parents actually got divorced when I was 17, 18 years old. And, when that happens, there was joint custody, and I would spend, time with my dad and time from my mom away from each other. And I went over to my dad's house for a weekend, and, when that kind of thing happens, parents feel like they have to, explain kind of like why this is happening. I was already older. I didn't need explanation. I kind of already knew. But, letting parents be parents, my dad, he kind of said something to me that's kind of stuck out to me, still sticks out to me this day. He said, I would die for your mother. I still would. I just can't be with her.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like, okay, I got it. I never mentioned it to my mom. Like, I was kind of like, whatever. A few days later, I was with my mom. We were driving in a car. I forgot where we were going. We were going somewhere, and she had asked me how the visit with my dad went. And I said, oh, everything went fine. And so she kind of started on her own explanation. And so in that conversation, weirdly enough, not even after talking to each other for a couple months at this point, she tells me, she said, I would die for your father. I just can't be with him. Yeah. And so it kind of stuck with me. And then a few months later, again, one of my favorite bands released an album. And on that album is a song called Blue in the Face. And it's about the lead singer kind of going through his alcohol, drug abuse, being with his partner, and the partner just kind of getting over it and basically leaving him because of his addictions. And that's what happened with my parents. And so my mom and dad would kill me if I had gotten a tattoo for them.
Yeah.
So this is my hidden tattoo for them. Hence why there's two roses on it and not a bunch of them. And the last lyric in the song is actually him begging her to come back to him. And he says at the end, so what do you say? Your coffin or mine? Like, I still want to be with you. I still want to die with you. I love you. Like, let me work on myself.
Yeah.
And prove to you that I can be better. And so that's what that is. The name underneath is my godfather, who passed away. And he was like my father. My dad was in and out of my life because of, drugs and alcohol. So he wasn't around that much. So my godfather stepped up in that instance. So my godfather was my father. And so that it's been, God, I want to say it's been almost 2 years since he passed. So it only felt fitting to put him on the same arm. And I put him where I could see him when I needed him.
That's a beautiful tribute. That's good. I don't want to bring it down too much, or I need some help with the energy. So
what is up, Caprice, in the chat? What is going on?
You have the glass.
I sure do. I had to bring some energy tonight. I told KB I'm bringing it tonight.
Oh, he knows that I love those guys.
Yup. And I'm
He
gonna
knows
rock
that I
out
love
to
this movie.
DMX in the car, and I'll send you a video with the glasses on. I'll be rapping. The X is gonna give it to you with my glasses on.
He does
I
it all
like
the
that.
time.
I
He
like
does
that.
it every time.
But Caprice, I wanted to jump on here, and I just wanted to say congrats. I'm so happy that you finally started up your channel. I know it's been a long time coming. When you sent that video, the intro, I saw Mika's comment in the chat here, was absolutely correct. Your intro was perfect for your channel. It's everything you like. It's horror. It's like got just that creepy vibes with the voice and everything. Is I was like, this is perfect. And you were like, really? And I was like, absolutely. It's perfect.
I told her the same thing, Bob.
Yes, it was so good. I'm so glad you're getting to do a conversation with KB. You've been a long time friend on Instagram, as well have a lot of people. So everybody in the chat, my challenge to you is if you are not already subscribed to Caprice and KB for that matter, go do so right now. Make sure you subscribe. And look, I know there's a lot of content creators out there. If you don't have the time to watch everybody, just subscribe and maybe you'll get around to it at some point. And maybe, you know, you start to click and vibe with something she does and it works. So yeah. And just, you know, reach out to Caprice. She's super fun to talk to on Instagram. So make sure to do so. But yeah, Caprice, super excited to see what you got coming up in the future. And KB, just let me ask one quick question. What do you have planned in the future? I'll sign off here, but I just wanted to ask you.
Me?
No, Caprice.
What kind of, that was one of my questions. So go ahead.
Okay. What kind of like content, future content? Who do you plan to collab with, if anybody? Is that something you want to do in the future? And then also, who were some of your inspirations that kind of, you know, made you think, hey, I want to pop on Instagram? Usually it is somebody that pushes you. So just curious if a couple of people in the chat out there, I know you mentioned Tim's name and Mika and Coco. So just curious. But thank you so much for letting me pop in, KB. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your stream. And I'll catch everyone again soon if I can figure out how to leave here. Oh my God.
The big button that says leave. Thank you, Bobby Blue. So yeah, that was going to be one of my questions. The new YouTube channel is up. Before that, how does it feel? And then what are some of the things you have planned for the channel?
I'm sorry. I love him so much.
I know.
He knew, you know, that's the thing. He knew that those glasses were going to get me. He knew.
I just had to change up the vibe. You know, we were talking, we were so serious. It was so beautiful. It was poignant. And then I was like,
and we just had to pull out. Yeah. No. Okay. So, it's just to answer the question just off the bat, there's so many feelings, like, especially with me, that come with all this. I said it in my intro video, like, I'm not usually a in front of the camera kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm usually behind the scenes, you know, I'm the back support, you know, like, and I was okay with that for a while. But I also realized that, you know, with that, you know, I want people to see me. I want people to know my face. I want them to be able to say that's Caprice and not just see my name.
Yeah.
And, you know, Bob asked the question, you know, what got you wanting to do this? And it was him. It was him. It was you. It was Tim. It was Tony. Just finding people who were passionate about movies like I was, and who had a lot to say about them. Anybody in, you know, and their dad can say, oh yeah, I like that movie, it's good. But when you find a group of people that can dissect a movie, tear it, not necessarily tear it apart, but take it apart,
deconstruct
it, and find a deeper meaning to it and have a conversation about it, even if those opinions are different, was right up my alley.
Yeah.
And so I really can't do that behind the screen. You know what I mean? I could write, you know, a paragraph post, but it's not going to be the same as you hearing me say it.
Hearing passion in your voice.
You can't hear things in text form. And so when I first pitched this idea, like you said, back in November, that was one of the things I wanted to do the most. I wanted to talk about movies. So what's coming up with the channels, I have a lot of different ideas. I haven't told anybody about them yet. And here I am doing it. So people, I've reached out to a few people already on a couple different things. I've got a bunch of things on the spectrum coming up. I've got a 3 to 4 part series I'm doing on the world's most disturbing movies, and I'm doing a ranking of it on my own.
Yeah.
Which is something I haven't seen a lot of women do. That's kind of not an area where I see a lot of women. It's mostly men talking about the most disturbing movies, and it's and I noticed that a lot of their opinions are the same. Now, me being a woman watching these most extreme disturbing movies, my opinion is most likely going to be different.
Like a Serbian film?
Oh my God. Okay, so
we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
Bob started on the Serbian film, but yes, I have seen a Serbian film 8 times. Yes, that is going to be a part of that series. I'm not going to say where it's going to fall. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of reading on these movies. I've rewatched a lot of these movies already. I haven't finished the list yet, but that's one of the bigger ones that's coming. Another thing that's coming, I've actually reached out to Tim about this. I hope he's okay with me talking about it. I hope he doesn't mind. But I reached out to Tim because during a stream a couple weeks ago, we were talking about books. KB, it was me, you, Huck, and Tim, and we all got that book, right?
Hitchcock's Heroines.
The Hitchcock Heroines. And so Tim had said something in that stream about this should be a stream. This should be a thing. And I kind of sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, wait, nobody's done that already? Like, I was kind of surprised. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, Tim, what you said really struck with me. Like, would you be willing to do like a monthly book club with me? Maybe you and some other people, we can get together and just do a stream on the books that we've picked up this month. And he said yes, and he would love to do it. So we haven't gotten books. I do too. And weirdly enough, I also, when I said I collect books, they're mostly movie books, but they're mostly movie coffee table books. So it's going to be called the Coffee Table Hour. And it's going to be with me, Tim, and really anybody else who wants to come in and do it. Yeah. Let me know. We can get as many people as possible. And we could just sit there, maybe, change it up a little bit. Instead of talking about movies, we can talk about books, because there are some amazing film books out there right now. I think I showed, I didn't get to show this during the stream, but this is one of my favorites right now. It's Universal Studios Monsters. This is the one that Huck was trying to tell you about, that I mentioned in the stream that night. Yep. This is the one.
Shout out to Huck. He's in the chat.
It's a beautiful book, and like, let's see, it's got Lon Chaney in it. It's just like the Heroines book, it's got all these different people in it.
Yep.
I also got this guy. It's the script for The Menu.
I know you love that movie.
Oh my God, I love this movie. I actually got this for the stream that I'm going to be doing with Bob. We're going to be talking about The Menu, and I'm telling you guys right now, if you need to shut me up and mute me, just do it, because I can talk about this movie all day.
Hey, I'm gonna check in with the chat and see.
Go ahead.
I know some other people came in. If you had a question, you put it in the chat. I'm gonna try to get to it, but I do want to just jump back and forth for a minute. So we do have James jumping in. How you doing this evening, sir? He wants to know, is there a period or a decade of horror you love the most? I think she just showed it right there with the Universal Monsters.
The Universal Monsters is definitely one of them, but 80s horror is my life.
Yeah.
80s horror, even 80s B-movie horror, life. One of my favorite movies is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Let's let's do some quick hits. If you see a question pop up, just answer it quickly and we'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
Let's see. So, movies with Ryan, what is your take on Dracula movie-wise?
My take?
The original is, you said, like Dad.
Original is Dad. Straight up. Next would be probably the Gary Oldman Dracula.
Yeah.
I love him. Bram Stoker. That was a great one. Everybody loves that one.
Tiana wants
and
to
I'm
know,
actually looking forward to this Nicolas Cage one, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I've got pre viewing tickets for that for next week. So
yeah, I'm seeing it tomorrow at the film festival. I'm excited for that.
Going Friday.
Tiana wants to know your favorite movie of all time.
Oh my God, my favorite movie of all time. SLC Punk.
Laren, favorite band in high school and favorite today?
My favorite band in high school was Alkaline Trio, and my favorite band as I got older is Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, Tim knew. Look at that.
Yeah, he knew.
There's Huck on the check-in saying he's loving the conversation. Yes, we will be adding her socials, but Bob was kind enough to put it in the chat. So this is her YouTube. And I think if you look on Instagram, it's pretty much the same thing. That's why it's down there. Draculina horror. Vin, what's up, brother? He just
thank you.
He just subbed to you and followed you on Instagram. There you go.
I would love to do something with Vin. I love his opinions. I love
both
when
of them.
He talks about movies. Both, yeah, Vin and oh my God, Vinicio. I love.
I know you love Vinicio.
But yeah, no, I love watching their little Vin on Vin that they have going. I just love their opinions. I would love to do something with both of them.
Definitely, and I agree, Bob. Great to see women taking over this community, and you know they have a voice, so we need to hear it.
Take over.
We'd love to see what are your thoughts on some of those disturbing movies. It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. And you know, I thought I was going to be able to get it done in one video, but I can't. That's why it's going to be a series. And I feel like taking on a series when I first started out is kind of bold of me, but
no, it's great. It's a great way to jump in there.
I'm putting that work in for that video because it is something that I'm passionate about. So hopefully, I'm hoping to have the first video up by the end of the month.
We got fans of something checking in. Have you seen 1941 Universal Monster film, Man-Made Monster? So good.
So good.
Awesome.
So good. And an underrated one is sure. Not a lot of people know about that one.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in tonight, Ed and Haley. Somebody liking the menu script.
Yes.
Yep. Can't wait for the menu discussion. Me too. Love that movie.
Love it.
Need that menu script. And you see, that's what happens. We show each other one book and then immediately
it's over. Yeah,
everybody's
sold out
Amazon.
Now. You can get it on Amazon. It was only $15.
Got my wife on the check-in saying, "Where are you?"
Hi. I'm sorry.
No, this is your time, dear.
No.
Let's see. I want to get to the 5 takes. I know some of you will probably leave at the top of the hour. If you do, please go ahead and hit like on it before you leave. Huck wants to know, do you cosplay?
I've done a couple cosplays. I don't do it all the time. But the last one that I did was a female version of Doctor Strange. That outfit took me about 3 months to make because I made the whole thing by hand. And it was probably the heaviest thing I've ever worn. But I did do it.
Della's already subbed.
Thank you, Dell.
Vin likes SLC Punk as well.
SLC
I gotta check it out. I gotta get that Sony box set and check it out.
You know, I just need it by itself, to tell you the truth. I just need it on 4K, Blu-ray. I don't care. I have it on DVD. They need to just release it and just get it over with.
There's your boy on the check-in.
There he is.
You're not late. You're on time, man. Always.
He's fashionably on time.
There you go. Catch a replay for details. That's all I'll say. Let's see. Thank you, everyone, for these comments and questions and everything. Mel Brooks' version of Dracula.
Oh my
my gosh. Okay, Johnny, I'll throw up your question because this seems to be a hotbed question around here. Is Silence of the Lambs a horror or a thriller?
So, in my humble opinion, Silence of the Lambs is a thriller with horror aspects in it.
I like that answer.
I will tell you why. The reason being is because Silence of the Lambs, in like I said, in my opinion, is a psychological thriller. It is about this police woman. She's trying to find this killer. She's kind of mentally going through it. And in the meth aspect, you've got Hannibal Lecter, right? An already known killer, right? He's in jail. You know what he did. You haven't seen what he's done, but you know what he did. And I believe somebody was talking about it the other day in one of the live chats with you. The scene where they show the police body string up across the cage, you know, that's the thing that horror is made of. But you're not seeing that throughout the entire movie. You're more in here.
Yeah.
So for me, Silence of the Lambs,
and you're not seeing it done either.
You're not seeing it done. It's off camera.
Yep.
So for me, it's more of a thriller because when you know these things are happening, but you're not seeing it and you're only seeing the aftermath, you're like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? You can't fully take it in, as in with a horror movie, you're seeing it in real time. You're seeing it happen. So there's no guesswork to it.
Yep. I agree. All right. You ready for the 5 takes?
I'm so ready.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Number 1, name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
Stand By Me. I know.
Stephen King.
I know. You know, a lot of people are surprised when I don't say Creature from the Black Lagoon, but it wasn't. It was Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Stand By Me has such a special place in my heart. Whenever I watch that movie, all I think about are my 3 youngest siblings. I'm the oldest of 4. So I have a younger sister named Sydney. I have a sister named Mary, and I have a brother named Frank. We watched that movie so much that, and you know, anytime we could just look at each other, say a line from the movie, and just go from there. We can recite the movie from beginning to end, scene by scene, line by line, and just be those characters. When we were younger, we would look at the characters and be like, that's you, or that's you. Oh, you're stupid. Like that. Like we would do those things. Yeah. So that movie is just everything. I've had so many copies of that movie because it's just been warped from being watched so much. Like I can't even count.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
My niece actually,
great coming of age.
Fun fact, my niece, when my sister had her, her name is River, for those of you guys who don't know. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Number 2. Name 5 of your favorite films.
Scream. Stand By Me. Reanimator.
Good stuff.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I always teeter-totter, but SLC Punk is in my top 5.
All right. We'll keep it moving. Number 3, everyone's favorite question.
Oh my God, I'm about to lose so many friends.
No, you're not. People will respect your...
No.
Okay. If you don't lose me, you're not going to lose anyone else. Name a classic movie that everybody loves, but you can't stand.
I don't want to say this.
Say it.
Back to the Future.
That's okay.
There's a reason for it, though.
Please tell us.
Okay, so it was my dad's favorite movie. During my intro, I don't know if you guys remember it, but in my intro, I said we would go to Hollywood Video and we would buy movies from the $5 bin, and he would watch it repetitively because he didn't believe in cable. So all we would watch was Jeopardy, Cops, and whatever movie that we picked up, right? And so at one point, I had watched Back to the Future for 3 months straight. And so now when I see it, I kind of go into a PTSD moment where I'm just like,
you have a reason.
Turn it off.
You
like,
have a
please
reason.
Turn it off.
It's traumatic.
It's a beautifully made. It's an amazing movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I've just taken like a 10-year hiatus from it. That's
fine. Look, you got jokes.
But that's just the one I just can't.
Poor Caprice.
Yeah, see it?
Dell, unsubbed.
I told you.
She said that so quickly. She should have answered with the Back to the Future trivia that Bob had for Tony.
I did to myself. I didn't say it out loud.
You're fine. You're fine. Look, torture. It's a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Let's flip it. Number 4. Name a critically hated movie, and there are many that you love.
I've heard, as of recently, I've heard a lot of people kind of, saying that they actually can't stand Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
I don't mind Citizen Kane. I appreciate its place, in film history for what it is. And sure, it may not be everybody's favorite, but it's not one of those ones that I can look at and just be like, God, like it's not. It's not as bad as what I've kind of seen everybody else kind of giving it to him. But again, I just kind of said that I hated Back to the Future. So, so for that, coming back to that, like everybody is entitled, like, I agree. And to be fair, Citizen Kane is a fairly older movie, Orson Welles.
You may not understand it.
You may not
the time and everything.
Yeah, you may not get it may not just mess with certain people, but I personally don't mind it.
All right. I'm gonna go back to the beginning, make sure I didn't miss any questions before we wrap it up with number 5. Before I do, we have about 30 people right now in the chat. If you do leave, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you guys so much.
Enjoy the rest of the night of Must See YT. Let's see. So we answered favorite film. We answered favorite period. Favorite band. I didn't miss that much. We're gonna add the socials already. Oh, here's one. Is there a worse version of Dracula than Blade Trinity?
No, there's
not. Thoughts on From Beyond?
I don't mind it. I actually, I enjoyed it for what it was. Could it have been better? A little bit. Yeah. But, I still enjoyed it anyway. If anything, I'd give it 3 out of 5 bats just for being fun.
Yeah. We got some Citizen Kane talk here. It's no Batman and Robin 97.
It's not.
Thank God for that.
Hey.
Even if people don't like Citizen Kane for the story, it's absolutely groundbreaking on the technical side. True.
Exactly.
Orson changed the game when he made Kane, but it came with a price. Yeah. He never got that carte blanche again.
No.
Boom. I think of Caprice looking like Alex from Clockwork when talking about BTTF. Yes. Yeah, that's how we're going to make you do it on a watch along.
Oh my God.
What's up, Killa? See you soon,
up,
lady.
Mel?
See you soon. That should be fun hanging out with them.
I know. I'm excited to see pictures and stuff from that.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
She's a great guest as well as a great person to hang out in the chat with. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what is your favorite Batman movie? Now that we're making fun of Batman and Robin, at least I am, because it's terrible. But, No, do you have a favorite Batman movie?
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm following the crowd here, but Dark Knight is probably my favorite. I love me a Michael Keaton. And weirdly enough, I think that I mean I love the cheesy Batman movies. Like Batman and Robin. I love those. I just love them because they were comic book reminiscent. You know what I mean? They followed the comics very well. And who the hell doesn't love to see Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, come on, like as Mr. Freeze, like when he's sitting there singing the I'm Mr. White Christmas, like come on.
I was too old.
And again, that soundtrack was super fun. But I gotta say, Dark Knight, and then Batman and Robin is like a close second.
Have you seen Dolores Claiborne?
I have not.
Okay.
I have
something to check out because he's right. It's a good movie.
It is. I actually do have it on the list. I've got a couple lists going right now, but it is on a list.
All right. See you later, Killer. Thanks for checking in. What are your thoughts on Mahershala Ali taking over for Wesley Snipes in Blade?
I'm always, when I first started watching movies, I used to hate reboots and I used to hate remakes. And for a long time, I actually wasn't a sequels girl either. But, as I got older and I started, realizing that, some things are just going to be remade for better audiences, and it kind of opens up a whole new door for the original for others. You know what I mean? Like somebody's going to see the reboot and they're going to be like, let me see what this other one was about.
Yeah.
So ultimately that old one is still going to get the love. Even
sometimes the new one is bad.
Yes,
but it makes you go back to the original.
But only taking over for Snipes, it's going to be different. I'm not going to say that it's not, but it's also a change that might be surprising. A lot of people were upset when Heath Ledger was casted as the Joker, and look what happened with that. He's now the epitome of what Joker should be. He even surpasses Nicholson, and that says a lot. So I'm not saying that Ali is going to completely replace Snipes. I'm not saying that at all. Yeah. What I'm saying is I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm going in with an open mindset. I'm going to give it, my all. I'm going to go in hopefully not knowing too much about it, and then when I see it, I'll make my final, but I'm open to it.
Yeah. We got some breaking news here. Mia Goth just signed up for the new Blade movie, so interesting.
She's on fire right now.
Yeah, she's the it girl. She's definitely the it girl.
I love her. Somebody asked me yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, they asked me Mia Goth or I forget her name, the girl from Wednesday. What's her name?
I just went blank. Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. They said Mia Goth or Jenna Ortega. Dude, Mia Goth all day. I'm sorry. Jenna Ortega's talented and all that stuff, but no, there's no comparison. I'm sorry.
We do have a music question. What is your favorite Alkaline Trio record? Steve says Good Morning.
Mm-hmm. Mine is also Good Morning. And I would have to say This Addiction was also pretty amazing as well.
Do you like the Underworld movies?
I do. I haven't seen them in a while. I have to do like a recheck on that, but I do enjoy them. I like the very dark, they filmed it with like that blue filter dark aesthetic over it. I like that. Underworld is one of those aesthetically pleasing movies to me. I'm massive on cinematography and scores. And if it just like visually stimulates me, I'm happy. Like.
And the last question from the chat, and this is relevant because we're doing the A24 challenge this month.
Yes, we are.
Did you like Pearl, and did you like it more than X? I like them individually in different ways.
I'm tied on the fence for that too, because each one gave a different aspect and each one gave you a different window on who Pearl was. If I'm being honest, like with myself, I think I just enjoyed Pearl a little tiny bit more because we got to learn about Pearl, as to where in X she kind of just came in as a character.
Kind of like a slasher.
You didn't get that backstory on why the hell she was like that. You know what I mean? She was just off in these kids. And so when you get into Pearl, you're kind of getting that background that you need to kind of connect with her. And so Pearl for me is just a tiny, tiny bit above X. I'm very excited for Maxine though.
Yeah, me too. And I'll say this about Pearl, and I've said it before, it made me want to go back and rewatch X.
Yes,
so if you could say that about a movie, then I'm with you. Maybe a slight more than X itself, which I did just at the beginning of this month.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same when Maxine comes out. I'm going to do chronological. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So back to the 5 takes with number 5. We land the plane with, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
Laren and Holland.
I would love to do like a Friday night hangout with Laren, Adrian, and Holland.
Yes,
the
like
four
a
of us,
3-whammer.
Yeah, because anytime somebody thinks about who's in the chat, we got Adrian in the chat, we got Laren in the chat, we got Holland in the chat.
Yep.
I've contacted Laren, Holland I've contacted. I just need Adrian to give us a thumbs up, and we can make it happen on a Friday hangout.
Look at me, Adrian.
As we want. I'm putting you a full screen.
You can do this, Adrian. If I can do it, you can do it. Laren, Holland, Adrian, I don't know if you guys are still in here. I would die to see you guys. Literally, we've talked so much in the chat. I want to put a name to the face, you guys. Come on, please. I did it. You guys can do it. You guys would be amazing at it. For me, please. I'm calling you out, Holland, so bad right now. I know. I'm sorry, my love. I'm so sorry. I should have warned you that this was coming, but yes, Holland, Laren, Adrian, I'm calling on all 3 of you to come and do this at least one time. Just give us one time.
I think that would be awesome because I know people have questions about them. I'll try to do my research as best as I can. Thank you, Johnny. Not a bad line. Mika, I agree. I'd love to see that hang out. As the dude said, next chapter in another chill night.
Another one.
There you go. Look at that. Laren says thank you. Come on. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Oh yeah, that's right. Laren was on Fans of Something. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. I'm gonna pull some stuff from that too.
I will check it out, Laren. I'll check it out tonight. I promise.
Yeah, we will make that happen. We just need to get Adrian on board.
Yes, Adrian.
So if not, the 3 of us can make it happen, but I really want Adrian in there too. So with that in mind, I want to thank you, dear. Thank you so much. It was painless, wasn't it? I promised you.
It's painless. You did promise me, and you know what? It's like we both said. It's different when you're talking to a person than talking to in yourself, like about yourself.
Yep. So I said, get the reps in. You'll get more comfortable in front of the camera the more you do it. Believe me, I was nowhere near. I'm gonna send you like some of my outtakes when I was doing my first video. It was horrifying. It was terrible. I felt like I was holding like a piece of coal, where. It was so bad. So it's all about getting your reps in.
I felt it.
Don't disappoint her, guys.
Oh, Johnny's calling me out too.
If you guys see Adrian in Sue's chat, say, we're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
We're going to make that happen.
We're going to. There you go. See? See?
I think so. We had jokes like Holland is Charlie Day. Holland is actually like a young woman just playing. We had all kind of things.
Holland's like this huge celebrity that's like on your guys' pages and you just have no idea. He's actually Nick Cage. So
read that. Read what Mika just said.
The double and I have to get you on. That's it.
Yes, make that happen.
Yes.
Sooner than later, make that happen.
I would love to, you guys. You guys both know that. I love you both to death. That would be amazing.
All right, let me just run through these and catch up. Thank you, Tim. Laren, love all the positive energy tonight. Thank you, always. See you soon. Sub to Miss Draculina. Thank you. Great stream. Thank you, my favorite fish.
Bye, fish.
Thank you, Mika. Thank you to everyone who's been in the chat. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah,
as always.
Cody, right there. Super nervous when he started up his channel. 5 videos in, now he's dressing up like Dr. Giggles. It was dope.
Yeah, Cody is amazing. We don't get to talk that much, but Cody is so amazing, and I love his videos. And I love Cody.
Kiss my Converse, Del. Yeah, Cody do look like a pimp in his videos. Love it. Movie Hunter. Thank you, sir. As always.
Thank you, sir.
All right. People subbing up to you. I love it. Thank you for everyone in the chat.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for joining me tonight once again.
And
as I always say, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. You're welcome, dear. You have no idea how much fun this was for me. Like I said, I don't do the in front of the camera thing, but you and Bob have just made this whole thing so easy and so seamless. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Especially the way we're having all this drama these days in the community. I hate that stuff. You're all welcome.
Unnecessary. Everybody needs to just stop with the BS, and everyone just needs to love and support each other. There's no reason for any negativity whatsoever from any side. This is about movies. This is about art. This is about a passion, and that
individual opinions
that need to be respected. You know, everyone needs to respect everyone else's opinion. Nobody is the same. Nobody needs to be the same. And just because somebody does something different than you doesn't make them any worse or any better. Knock it off.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we are signing off. As I always say, everyone,